Good evening, and welcome to the evening. My name is Sean Morley, affectionately shortened to Maul by myself, and tonight is Morltropolis, the city of the future, on a Wednesday. Bread Santa, thank you so much for this hark. Hark right back at you. That's the wrong slider. Looking Sean, I am. That is normally the aesthetic I go for. I feel like this light is probably a touch too bright. However, I'm not willing to clamber over the monitor to fix it. Yes, I am. It will bother me. Streams are 2 hours long. I can't have this needle in my side. Is that better? That's a little bit better. I'm more even tempered this way. Although, focus in, focus on me. Although this is allowing the... I'm going to turn it back up. I feel like it's made me go red. I've got a lamp here, red. Got this LED, pure white. And I think maybe you need the coldness of that to overcome the orange ambience. How is everyone? Are we okay? Is our nice life? I think I was trying to ask if you're having a good... Do you have a LUT on your webcam? No, do you think I ought to? And if I were, do you think I should do it on the webcam software end? Or directly into... OBS, should I stick a LUT on? Yeah? Having an okay life? You doing OBS? Should I do it right now? LUT. Shall I apply a LUT? Is now the time for a LUT? Oh, hang on. Like this. Like that. Like this sort of LUT. No LUT. Like this. Oh, I haven't got all the cool stuff in. Yeah, do we want to be moody? This is sort of a posterization LUT, if we like that. Could be a little bit posterized. These are cool, actually. Yeah, this is the big orange and teal one here. We could have a little bit of it. Do you know what? Just a little one to cool me down might be fun. Grayscale cube? What is this? It's just grayscale. I don't know in what sense it is a cube. This isolates the reds? Actually the polar opposite of what I want. Let's be very slightly posterized for some insane contrast. By the by, I believe I have fixed the egg issue. Egg should now function in the way that I currently want. But the eggs are all a tiny bit smaller, but they should randomize. Why aren't you connected to Twitch? Connect to Twitch. Good. Okay, that was there. Keep egging, keep egging. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. 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 Hello, Katie Astrophy. It was very hard to test all of your eggs because I'm not you. Okay. What about my egg? My egg probably works because I tested on my own egg. So they should all do this, where they should just appear. And some eggs don't work. Let's Buzz Josie, can I isolate your egg for... I can work out what's wrong with your egg. I can work out what's wrong with all of the eggs. Oh, did it appear? I looked away. Did the egg appear? Okay. Okay, Sharble's egg. So the default egg does not work. And why is that? Well, let's find that out, I suppose. Okay, King of Time's egg works. Why is it like this? Oh, I see. I see. Maybe. Try normal egg now. Oh. Oh. Buzz egg coming out fine. Why is this happening? Why is it never easy? Oh, I see why. I see why. Hang on, everyone. Hang on, I may have cracked this case wide open. The problem with programming is that if you make a mistake, the thing doesn't work. And while I understand that that makes sense, I don't think it's fair. The activity ticker didn't work. That's on a different system. I will fix that now as well. I do want... Sorry, hang on. It's never easy. It's never just... It's never just nice. It's never just what I want. The activity ticker should work now. Can someone test the normal egg, please? Okay. Normal egg is now functioning. Does anyone have a abnormal egg that doesn't work? Yeah, I'm going to vote 3 on that. Does anyone have an abnormal egg that does not work? Any more for abnormal egg non-functional? King of Time once more, because I feel I did see your egg in the past. It might just be a... Yes, it's just hard to spot because it could be anywhere. Well, they shouldn't always pop up at the bottom. They should be able to pop up near the top, but maybe I'm wrong. They should be able to pop up at the top. They should be able to pop up anywhere. I feel like I don't disagree, but that's just not how I coded it. I thought. That's what I thought anyway. Okay, we are here. We are back in Morltropolis, the city of the future, on a Wednesday. Katie, you would like a custom egg? I would be honoured to deliver on one. Would you like to tell me at some point through a medium of your own choosing what you want your egg to look like? And I encourage but do not oblige people to record themselves saying egg. There is one caveat that's more of an aesthetic preference than a hard rule. But it'd be nice if you can say the egg in a flat, unenthusiastic tone, such as egg. Egg. Like that. Yes, Sharble, you have paid for an egg from a very long time ago. Hello, Red. Welcome, welcome. You bought your custom egg months ago, and I am more than happy to oblige once I know what it is you want. And same goes to you for Katie. Let me know what it is you want, and I will make it, and your future eggs will resemble what you have described, or even supply an image. How much is an egg? However much you want. I don't think I ever put a price tag to it. You want a custom egg? Just whack us some cash and describe what you want. Or even provide what you want. I know you're capable of making resources and assets. We are now, believe it or not, in Morltropolis. We've been in Morltropolis the entire time, but we were looking at everything from the perspective of Cedric Lee, who is currently on Holderness Coast 2. observing our crime. Yes, an explanation I would be more than happy to provide. We have been saying egg quite a lot for, I would say, 5 months. 5 months we've been saying egg often. And I diversified on our egg plan by allowing people to customize their eggs. I added in the ability for an egg to appear when people say eggs, and then I added in people having their own custom eggs. That's the potted summary of egg. There is some deep lore, but I think we can avoid it for tonight. Why egg small and low? I've made it like that. I actually don't think it should be low. However, it is. I tell you what, it might actually be easy to make it not be so low. Yeah, the egg moves. Let's say the minimum value possible. Keep testing eggs. They should be able to appear significantly higher now. I've raised the maximum height by 600 pixels. Oh, which never seems to apply to that egg. Oh, I see why. I see why. Hang on. That egg doesn't move, but I'll make it so that egg moves. All the eggs should move, shouldn't they? So let me just quickly eggs, egg, and save, copy and paste this. Okay, can you tell me now if the default egg also moves, please? Does the default egg move? Yes, good. The default egg is on the move. Brilliant. Seems good. I'm going to make it so the eggs can go a little bit higher. Welcome, Oracle of Truth. I think the eggs should go a little bit higher. So let's... The eggs should now be able to appear nearer to the top. And now, just getting around to the actual intended content of the stream. Here we are. We are in Morltropolis, a city of the future. It has 2 distinct districts. The Stink. The Stink is largely our industrial sector. However, there's a tiny bit of housing down here, and then finally ending in the landfill and primary school district. And then over here we have our burgeoning, rather increasingly gentrified residential district called Crump Hole. Many of the stream users live here. Let's see if we can find some people that we have manually placed. I have massively forgotten how everything here is put together. That is Aris. Sorry, I'm not going to pretend. I did at some point have memorized a pronunciation guide for Irish, and it has gone now from my brain. Quiet corner shop. The quiet corner shop. The Butler residence. The Willow residence. The Paddy Shack. Crime rate is very high in the Paddy Shack. Time Palace. Tony Blair Makeout Point. The neighbourhood shop. I think I live up here somewhere. Mall's Little Big Shed. The Belmont resident. Flatbox Man. The Nevo site. Killian's Hovel. Josie Russell's Hard-Boiled Egg Prison. Dominic Cummings' Vinegar Factory. We all live here in cozy satisfaction. No egg? It may have. With animations new on the holding screen? Absolutely, yes. Dog Marks is new, as is Croppo Crabbo. I don't really know where Dog Marks lives, but I do know he works at the Communism Factory, which I have listed grade 2. Now, I have installed a grand total of 67 modifications onto this client. some of which have not worked, and most of which will affect new buildings. They largely will merge the aesthetics of the UK and the Netherlands, with a focus on street names and street infrastructure from the Netherlands, along with the quaysides and canals, but with the UK high street infrastructure of the UK. So I want William Hills jutting out onto, Polderstraat. What are you aiming for? The Glitterhoof mod. Over time, I hope, if we get deep into this, we could mod it ourselves. Okay, I'm going to unpause it now, and we will just slowly learn what's going on. I do think there's going to be an issue with crime. Thanks to Summer, we actually heard from the devs that it is possible to make a city without the police. However, they consider that to be an error. And a sign of a shallow simulation. I couldn't disagree more, but I would like to overcome our huge crime problem. And also, most excitingly, we can now look at things from the point of view of random citizens who just walk around at top speed, and we can see what the place actually looks like and what it might be like to live here. Okay, you cannot see inside people's homes though. This is the most fun bit to me. Walter Morgan, what are you up to? This is great. Can we turn anarchy on again? What do you mean? What do you mean by this? I actually don't think you can view as a dog, unfortunately. Prop and tree anarchy is off. Does it say that? Okay, turn it on. Turn it on. Turn it on. Look at this. Toggle key. Go faster speed multiplier. I want it to go slower, actually. Field of view, that's fine. Movement speed, no, turn it down. It's a bit too fast. I want this to be laconic. I want this to be enjoyable. Snap to ground? No, I didn't have to. Is there anything... Manual switching, walkthrough mode. Hello, Harry Hardy.
Thank you
Depth
so
of field
much for
enabled?
triggering the welcome back.
Let's keep it simple
love
for
seeing
now.
new faces in the chat, and I love seeing this community
Okay,
grow.
mod settings. I do want all the anarchies on. Prop and tree anarchy. Shift P. Okay, so we'll turn it on with Shift and P. Shift P. Prop and tree anarchy is now on, and we have adjusted some of the. Will this guy go slower? No, he's faster than ever. We're going on to Tony Blair Makeout Point. This is it. Constantly, we've got a little walking tour. You know, we've made a pretty nice place, I think. Okay, once this person goes indoors... Oh god, you can see right down to smell from over here. Oh, I like seeing our absolutely huge... what's it called? Electricity wind generator. No, it's a wind electricity generator. I haven't been able to find Greg's. I believe, I'm not sure, but I think the kinds of buildings that can randomly spawn in commercial districts are potentially been updated to include a lot of UK high street shops. So I think we have to start building, otherwise we're not going to see these mods really do anything. We also have road anarchy now. So let's just... Is that important? What are you? What are you? The autumn residents. I'm really sorry. What is this as well? That's just the floor. Yeah, I've got no respect for the floor, I'm afraid. Actually, I've got no respect for the autumn residence. I think the autumn residence just out and out has to go. Sorry. If you'd been renamed after a leftist theorist, you probably would still be here today. Okay. Maybe we need a roundabout. I think you can build a roundabout. I'm despo for a roundabout. Yeah. Big roundabout here. Amblecote roundabout. Oh, I thought these were supposed to be Dutch names. I guess that didn't work. How far can you zoom out? This far. Roundabout with ramps. Yeah, let's see what I can do. Let's see what the maddest thing I can do. Honestly, don't get your hopes up too high. It might not be that mad. I think the real thing that Anarchy does, it just lets me build... which one's on? Okay, I think that's off. And now everything should be on. So it's more possible just to build roads that don't really make any sense like that. Like that's possible, even though traffic-wise it's mad. We probably need just some simple residential areas because we don't have enough people to do the jobs that are here. People can live in the roundabout. No, we'll build something that lives in the roundabout. A merry-go-round. It's not quite big enough. A museum or something? Bouncy castle? I really just want one. I wish I could scale this up. I want one big bouncy castle in the roundabout. I'm not really familiar with Swindon's roundabout. Has it got a famous roundabout? I guess I'll just be a roundabout here. It's not as exciting as what I wanted. But in fairness... Windmill! We can build Dutch windmills now. Ah, okay. You can switch between mods and non-mods. That's probably quite loud. They produce electricity? I don't think so. I imagine the actual windmills don't as well. I imagine they're all historical. Whenever I look at them, they're always... Ah, so this is what tree anarchy looks like in practice. Okay, so I think the Dutch street names thing hasn't come off right. Yeah, so we are no longer demolishing trees by making stuff, which honestly is very good, I think. I actually quite like that. Ruins the immersion a bit when it goes straight through someone's living room, but I don't give a shit. Okay, that's good. We have dealt with some of our residential needs. By the way, people who haven't seen the first episode, I can rename houses, I can rename streets, and I can rename people. By houses, scale that up to be literally any building. Which is how we have... I'm in the wrong district. Oh, I'm in the wrong part of the district. We have jonglers over here. Where's the communism factory? Hang on, where is the communism factory? Did I forget to grade 2 list it? Oh no, my listed buildings are being destroyed. Well, this has to be jonglers then. Hang on. Have I got a mod on that I don't want to have on? Toggle anarchy. Roads anarchy. Have I got some kind of automatic demolition? Let me check that because I don't want that. What is produced at the community factory? Ice cubes. Let me see where we're at. And let me check I haven't got an auto demolish on. because we don't want to demolish our listed buildings. We want to build up a place where we know what everything is. Mods, Dutch traffic lights, automatic bulldoze. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There we go. Okay, I'll reinstate jonglers. And if we discover anything else is missing, we'll just immediately reinstate it. Sadly, I had too much mod anarchy, but we are back on track now. I would like to go absolutely yoga on... Okay, jonglers is here and it is now safe. So is the communism factory, thank God. I do believe you can try and wean off cars, but I don't know anything. That's really important to know. I don't know the first thing. But I do seem to have met everyone's basic needs, so let's just watch what Nancy Davies is up to. This is my favourite bit. Look at this. Everyone's wet. Absolutely no one has taken any measures to deal with the rain. Umbrellas simply are not a part of the game. Meat. Oh, fast ambulance. Suppose that's the speed you want them if you've had a cardiac arrest. This is great. This is pure life. Oh, I think a car spawned in the side of that building. Am I allowed to look around? Seems like not. This is great. We made this. Looks like it's clearing up here. So we're in the industrial district. We're heading into the heart of smell. But I think if you go left here, you'd end up in the new area. I don't know if that's a new district. Please build 5 roundabouts. Okay, as soon as Nancy finishes her morning walk, I will begin overlaying roundabouts. Like the Olympics logo, so it's like one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. Like a little zigzag. We're getting into the shit end of smell. Rubbish truck on the left. What's this on the left here? This is... I can't really see it. There's one on the right here as well. Don't know. Wonder where you're going, Nancy. Oh, we can hear that noise pollution now. Oh, alright. I guess you work in there. Oh, you work in the tip, do you? Operating normally. Any crime? Okay, good. A lot of high crime at bad school. Good school's doing better. Crime rate's still high. So am I allowed to look around? Am I allowed to look around on here? Sensitivity? What would that mean? Let's turn sensitivity up. Turn the movement speed down, please.
Timer set.
ID UI. Yep, I want that. Turn the field of view up a bit. I want to see to the left and right a bit better. Enter walkthrough mode. Oh. What? What? Hang on, where am I? Little Dutch sip. Where am I? I don't think I'm in the city. I think I'm in the big motorway that's to the north. Yeah, that's why it joined me into another. I guess the hope is that this car would turn in, but obviously it didn't. Okay. We're going to go absolutely trucks on this. Let me... hang on, before I do this. It seems like some anarchies have come off. Proper tree anarchy was this? Oh, I don't know now. Tell me. Tell me how I must. Shift P. Anarchy is always on. Thank you so much. That's very important to me. First person camera. You're implying that there's buttons. Forwards, backwards, left, right, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. We'll see if that works. Road anarchy. Okay. Let's get these built. So, I'm not 100% on if road anarchy applies to roundabouts. Yes. Yes, it does. Okay. I want to build the Olympics logo over here. So we'll just try and do it as best as we're allowed. There we go. It's quite expensive, this, but I need a bit more money. I've run out of money, but I will finish it as soon as I have the funds. Yes, this will cause problems. Congratulations. Let me just plumb in. Oh, I already have plumbed this in. All right, great. Wicked. Boston. Bow Selector. This is a tribute to Olympics. Yes, this is the Olympic Village. Minerva Place, Curtain Roundabout. Oh, Dutch Sip, inbound. A little bit subtle, but I've changed the heartbeats on that, so it only tells me, only alerts me with 30 seconds to go. Alright, maybe I can afford it now. One more, please. Is this to your liking, Killian? Is this...
Timer complete.
Is this what you want? There we go. I think that's pretty Olympic. Okay, a little Dutch Sip and a Ladybird story time. Sure. Do you want Lady Cam? Do you want Lady Cam? I can enable Lady Cam if you want it. The long story short is they haven't really done anything recently. It's got on a lot. We don't like Lady Cam. What should we call it? Take a poll on what we should call it, and I'll just... To me, it's the Ladybird Cam. So Lady Cam seems like the... seems like the obvious shortening. Okay, does this turn on? Okay, great. Lady Cam's back. Oh, sorry, to anyone who's not been here for Ladies' Night, I've got a ladybird infestation in the box room that is now my new office. The ladybirds are still up there, actually. They've matured a lot more. I think the ones that woke up and died before basically were immature. They shouldn't have woken up, but the heat generated by me being in the room and occasionally turning the radiator on woke them all up, and the smart ones have gone back to sleep, and now they are much redder and have a lot more spots. Also, in addition to the original cluster, there's actually some hiding over here. Yes, like all of us, sleeping for weeks on end gives us spots and redness. Anyway, that's Lady Cam. Nothing really happening on there. And to be honest, I did feel sad for the ones that, you know, were born, wandered around and then died. Okay, how are we getting on? Is anyone using the roundabouts? No, that makes sense. We do need more residential areas, so I might make the roundabout town just a big residential area. But it will only be filled with tiny little houses, right? Because you probably couldn't, you know, do more than that with what we have. I don't have enough money to generate any more electricity. Just go wild. Great. Lady Cam fell over. Please contaminate the drinking water supply with raw sewage. How much have you paid for that? Because that's probably going to cause some real problems. Yeah, I'll accept that. Okay, raw sewage it is. Well, at the moment we're sucking up all of the water from here. That's our pumping station. And I guess the best thing to do if we want to contaminate the water with raw sewage, if we want this to be a UK simulator, we could just put one of our drainage pipes literally directly in front of where we suck it up. So do that now. What a shame. What a shame. Okay, that should be working now. It should be pumping human shit right here, and then it gets just sucked up over here. What about the geese? Are you worried about our hands? Is anyone using this at night? Yes, a surprising amount of people. Oh yeah, it's the youths. Although this guy directly in front isn't a youth. What have you done? You brought an iPad? What's that? A clipboard? What have you brought? Hang on, I want to be... The only way to see him properly is to be the guy on the bench, right? What do you think he's got in his hand? This is categorically not where he's facing. Can you make CatDog's retail park somewhere in the shape of a box? Yes. Do you want it to be like a soulless, like out of city, like where a Walmart would be in the American suburbs? Like a box store. Will anyone confirm what this guy... Dexter Harris is going home. Dexter, what did you bring to the park? Dexter, show me your hands. Pack of posters, yeah. Pack of posters saying we missing the hands enorm. Mijn hands is dood. Daarom ik missen hem enorm. Principal Skinner has tipped £3. Oh, didn't catch that. I will check up. I'll just check out what Principal Skinner wants now. Please attempt to build a tree house at least 3 stories high. Oh, I see. I'll attempt it. I don't know how to. Hello, Joe Ranch. We are. Whoa! Excuse me. Hot dog. We are attempting to build a utopia, and I think we are succeeding. What have we done so far? We have put all the landfills by the primary schools. We have just contaminated the drinking water with human shit. We've essentially human centipeded everyone. But I might at some point choose some lucky few to have some clean drinking water. But at least in the gentrified areas, they are going to be lapping up their poos. And every now and again we just see what someone's up to. This is Joe Taylor. They're off. Ooh, I like that guy. But they're gone. Now they're gone. Okay, how is bird.exe Strawberry residents? How is the bird.exe? It's doing well. The crime rate is pretty high, but Tyler Cook's having a nice time. I wish I knew exactly what time of day it is. I've gone to the Zen Garden in like 3 a.m. Doesn't seem very Dutch. Yeah, so far it doesn't actually. I'll grant that. Wow, this is a real night spot. Visiting Mr. Will McKay's castle. Oh yeah, everyone's out here. The girl, the dog, the girl's mum, the guy. Oh, yep, the woman with some tools. Some sort of local mechanic or engineer. Come maybe to reinforce the bouncy castle. Yep, just doing an inventory check. Yep, sniffing the sellotape, making sure it's fresh. Now this is vibes. Yep. Yep, just checking that the wrench is on. Oh, where are we off? Yeah, things are getting a bit intense. Time to just go to the very perimeter of the bouncy castle area and stare at the 3 bushes. I think I love our residents. Sometimes it just gets a bit too much, right? You're hanging out with your friends, then you get a bit crowded. Because the mechanic's here doing an inventory test while a dog sticks its head straight through a girl's abdomen. And you think, I just, I need to de-stim. These 3 bushes sway in with the ambiance of the wind generators. This is gorgeous. This is great. Could be having a discreet piss, actually. I'd say that break was possibly piss length. But not if you take into account what seems to be a pretty significant amount of speed up. I like these little, you can just see them here. Little fish design on this seesaw. It's very nice. You would probably get past the auto mod if you spell it in the Dutch spelling, which I presume is the origin of the word. Okay, what am I doing? I've contaminated the drinking supply. Let's make the retail park. Yeah, sure. Let's make it basically as far away as it can go. No, let's make it... Can I make fake land like a key? Can I make a key? What's this? I don't know what that... Oh, that's regions. Somewhere in here is a key, I think. Oh, how do I make a key? I wish I'd ever paid attention to anything the game tried to tell me. What's this? That's a toll booth? Toll booth. These are toll booths. Toll booths. Toll booths. Toll booths. Booths. Toll booths. These are toll booths. These are toll booths. No, there is windmills. I got a windmill mod. How do I make a key? Elevation steep, straight road, curved road, freeform road. Oh, look at this. I'm going to demolish it because I don't want it, but I now understand the power of road anarchy. That's good. This is good stuff. This is good things. So, is maybe a key just what happens if you take a road out for a big jaunt? No, a key is more than that. Where's help? Game, provide me help and assistance. Tutorials log. Yes. 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 Key me. Use keys to finish a shoreline. Yeah. Yeah, how? Okay, landscaping. Could that be keys? What's this? Pavement path. Gravel path. Trees. An oak. A bush. Just a rock. Just somewhere to have a rock. Okay, what's this? Flood wall. Now we're Dutching. Brick key. A paved concrete key. Yes, 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 yes. And this is the only way to get to Catbox. This is the only way to get to Catboxes. What? It goes underwater. Yes, and that is the only way to get to Catbox's retail park. Okay, so I do believe it's probably need to get it back onto land. And then it's just a dirt path. No, it probably needs to be a road, I think. But it can just be like a little dirt road, right? A free-form dirt road. And is it possible to do like a big car park or something? No, I'll just box it in. I'll just box it in with the same kind of thing. Invalid shape? Well, it doesn't have to bend. It can just do this. It doesn't have to do these bends, please and thank you. There we are. I wish I could make this more of a zone. Can I not zone this? Can I not zone the middle? Anyway, this is a retail park. I've accidentally coloured some in with the thing I don't want. Undo. Undo. Don't be. Don't become this. Don't be like this. The health is low. That's fine. I don't care. Okay. Okay, great. And it probably needs some electricity. So it'll have its own. One of these guys. And it'll probably also need like... Oh, it doesn't... I don't have the ability to do that yet. Nevertheless... can people drive here? Is this drive doable? You could only say next to roads or walkways. I could do an alley. I might do an alley or something, yeah. Okay, well someone must have got here. Someone must have got here. Yeah, if I want to zone this... what if I just put a pavement? Now that I've learnt you can do little pavements, I'm keen. I'm keen on that. I could landscape it with these little walkways, little pavements. Oh no! Pavements don't do anything. Oh no, pavements, if anything, are bad. All right, I'll make a little memorial park in the middle. Just these. God, everything has to be roadside. Was this made by an American? Did an American make a video game? Well, I think the drinking water here might actually be fresh. But it's just also borderline impossible to get here. No, I don't have the money, so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna bring the contaminated water supply over here. Okay, I'm basically out of money, which is probably because I built this. Okay, well, the fact that people have made stuff implies that people can access this area. But I feel like I'll believe it when I see it. Does anyone work here? Yeah, there's workers. Okay, well let's see them try and turn up. Let's just see how it works. I just want to see one employee, one customer. There are pedestrian roads in the road menu which you can build next to. Okay, hang on. Let me find it. Pedestrian only roads. Do you think I have that yet? Medium roads, highways, intersections, road tolls, small roads. 2-lane roads with grass, 2-lane roads with trees. Can you make a nice playground? I think so. I would just like to pedestrianise an area. I think I want a really beautiful bit. I'll just wait. There's a mod to like unlock everything, and I intentionally chose not to do it. But let's just name the area. Ooh, paint a district or erase a district. We're going to paint this. What do you want this called, Catbox? Catbox Retail Park, sure. Catbox Retail Park. Great. And can literally anyone get here? Let's just a little bit plumb it more in. Josie, you suggested that, there may be more forms of, route to come, so I can just wait. You a bird? Seagull. Flying around. Red coyote. I have no reason to believe we'll see that seagull ever again. But if we ever see a seagull called red coyote again, we'll know. Ooh, people are getting ill. I didn't build anything even resembling a hospital. Yes. And that has come back to bite me. Okay, I have to help do something for Principal Skinner, though. Please attempt to build a tree house at least 3 stories high. Now, what can I do that resembles... What allows antelope to spawn on the map from this point? Right, I think I got a silly mod. Great. Well, what could we spawn in? Or at least make markers that allow things to spawn. Antelope, bison, chimpanzee, dolphin, elephant, flamingo, gorilla, giraffe. What's this? Humpback whale, a lion, manta ray, moose, reindeer, rhino, and swan. Okay, but my mission right now is... So Josie, as an expert, and I will be considering you as such until you force me to stop. What is the closest thing I could do to build a tree house? Oh, I know what I could try and do. I'm not sure if it would work. Oh, things are not going well in the Olympic Village, which is what I should call it, so that I know what we're dealing with. I need money. This city needs money. I just don't have any money. Build a fire watchtower. Yeah? Would that be in fire? Would make sense, wouldn't it? Other parks. What's this? A Chirper balloon tours, basketball court, plaza with trees, plaza with picnic tables, Paradox Plaza. Oh, here we go. Stuff. You can build a Stonehenge. You can build a kiosk. You can build some park benches. You can build bins. Oh yes, I love a really good bin. You can build this Dutch bridge fender. Here we go. Dutch bridge mooring post. Dutch bridge boom, which I think must just be like a stick. Build an old cannon. Short Dutch. Okay, so it looks like I bought a bunch of things that go on the side of Dutch waterways. Wappy bin day, everyone. What do we got? Winter market. Statue of Industry. A friendly neighbourhood park. A transport tower. Now, one thing I might try and do with the prop and tree anarchy is just build a bunch of trees on top of each other and see how we get on with that. And if I can do that and build a house in the same spot, then maybe that's a tree house. Might not be what people normally mean by a tree house, but I have to have some interpretive license. A sloat is sort of a kind of dike, so I don't know how sharp that distinction is. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to slope a bit up as high as possible and then build 3 trees on it. And I'm going to do it right here. I think I'm creating elevation. No, I'm making a hole. Elevation. No, I've made a crater. Now, am I going up or down here? There we go. There we go. This is good. This is good. Mountain. No, push that back down. I don't want the mountain next to the hole. Fill this up. Oh, my life. This is expensive. This is a bad time. Okay, ignore the crater. Let's go somewhere else. This feels like it's already part of a natural peak, you know? This is already a natural peak. And then on top of here, I'm going to build some trees. Just a big old tree here. Okay, that's quite a lot of trees. That's probably... Yeah, that's quite a lot of trees. Like a fantasy. This is like the Deku tree kind of figure. And then if we can just get... If I can just get a house going over here... Can I not zone this? Can I not zone this, please? Oh, let me zone on top of this. I just want a house. I want a house by the trees. I want my tree house. Maybe I need to landscape up a larger little bit. Enough to and then maybe after the house is here we can try and push it down and see. We can push our luck, you know. No, I can't push it any further. This is maybe the best we can get, unfortunately. Not as exciting as I would have liked, but I apologise to you, Principal Skinner, you deserved better. Okay, everyone is so ill. We need to save money for a hospital. How much is the hospital? 10 grand. And how much do we have? Two grand. Let's move a house there. Yeah, let's build the let's build a quaint little shack. Oh no. This is perfect. I have moved it, but have I ever used it? Yes, yes. Here we go. This is real life. Okay. An unforgettable luncheon. Multiple problems. Sorry, it's historical. Okay, great. And now we don't need this. Now we don't need any of those other things. We'll just have this. We'll just have this house called an unforgettable luncheon just up here as a little mark of respect to Seymour Skinner. Armin Tanzarian, the war hero. Great, so the Olympic Village has, what's its primary problem? Let's find out. Oh, it thinks I'm trying to move things. The citizens are sick. We currently have 4 grand. I need money. Can I rinse someone for cash? Okay, everyone's very ill. The Pearl residents. You can get loans. Harry, I do not think I would pay them back. I'm very scared of debt in games as much as in real life. They stress me out big time. How are people getting here? How are people... Ooh, hello. Okay. You can purchase a new piece of land. Brilliant. We can have a bus. We can have a bus. And we can have transport. And we can specialise in ore. We can also allow people to smoke drugs. We can have a 3-way intersection, a large roundabout. We can have a Dutch canal bridge. Okay, so some of the mods are actually integrated into the progression system. So we can go fully Dutch canal side roads. We can have a bus depot. We can have elder care and a cemetery. And a 2-way toll booth. Yes, here we go. Welcome to Big Town. Any trains? I feel confident there'll be trains. Ooh, what's in here? Public library and a high school. Nope. I don't believe in education at that level. I believe primary school, then just a long period of, you know, do what you like, and then university. I think you come out of school at 11 and you go back in at 19. Has anyone ever tried that? I think that would work. Yeah. There's national service, starts at 12, you work at the tip, and when you're 19 you go to university. Or if you really want, if you've done very well at the tip, you can just go straight into a master's. I'll just call this the Harry Hardy shit sluice. No, 19-year-olds are sound. They know what they want. You're 19 and you've been picking up, you know, tyres for 5 years. You basically are an archaeologist, so why not do a master's in it? General store's been abandoned. Yeah, I think we have some pretty... Can I see an overview of everything that's going wrong? Oh, what's this? Cinematic camera. Sick. Sick. Might have another the sounds for my donations aren't coming through. Are they coming through for used lot? I like this track. This is the track that inspired me to use this album. Cut the city off from the main motorway and other outside rooms for a full in-game calendar year. When does that start, Harry? When would you like that to begin? Can I build a hospital first? That was good, I like that. Free camera mode? Yeah! Oh, I really thought it would let me go in. Okay, I do actually. Alright. For a full calendar year. Okay. Look, I'll cut it off in just a second. I just want to write down when I'll be allowed to come back. So it would be the 6th. Do you know another function I could use? Being able to save bits of information like this to summon up. Like at any point I could save a bit of information as reminder. 6/8/2025. That's when I can come back. Can someone save that? Squirrel it away somewhere. 6/08/2025. Or even clip me saying this. Just clip this. In fact, I'll do it. Clip this. Clip. Great. And now I know. The 6th of August. Yeah, that works. And now that should work, but we're never for the life of us going to remember reconnection date. But I suppose we might also check. Why have you added it for 2020? Why have you added a wrong one? Okay, I'm going to disconnect the road now. Because there's a 50% chance it'll come up wrong. Fine. Okay, there is no way into or out of the for some reason, and I guess to do with like noise pollution or something, the factories that are around these streets have just become very happy, even though they are fully disconnected from the grid now. Okay, the most important thing is a hospital. Maybe this could really revitalise the Olympic Village, so it could be the Olympic Village and your only source of healthcare. Okay, I'm going to pop one here where it's really desperately needed, but I do think Crumpole is probably where all the fancy twits live. Is this an important? Is this important? The Glade residence? No way. Sorry, the Glades. Unless you wanted to retrain as doctors literally right now. Oh. Oh no, there's just been a bit of anarchy where the Glade residence is still here, but a hospital has been integrated into the same grounds, and the house is just in the car park. Yeah, ideal. Great. I love it. So now if we click walkthrough, it isn't going to work, right? Because the cars can't even come off of here. So walkthrough no longer even means anything. Okay, how is Catbox Retail Park going? So I think the game does actually model people and their journeys. And so the game, in one sense, it recognizes that it has a valid connection, but it won't actually let someone take a journey here because they die. Yes. Sorry, the ambulance was delayed because there is a... Please connect your city to a highway transportation. This way people can move in and transport. People are coming. People are trying to come in. And it is so not catered for that you might disable that and they have to glitch the cars out. It simply wasn't considered that someone might do this. You haven't cut the city IP? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Look. No, I did it. I did it on the 6th. Look. See these little signs here? The outside traffic cannot enter, so the city is cut off. I want to argue that point because I'm very, very worried. I'm worried about what this will do. Okay, crime is awful, but sickness is waning. People are unhappy, but why? Oh, because they're all very ill. Great, let's just follow the ambulance around as we... Wow, this is disorientating. How can... Well, we'll have to finally... We will foster arts and community arts from within our own community. There's no tourism to Morltropolis. It is just the hot dog van that comes in. And I think just workers, because there aren't enough actual residents. Look at this. Whoop! Great. You can build rot holes to collect extra income to cover the road maintenance costs. Yes, and I will. I will do that now. If you want to go to Catbox Retail Park, you will quite literally need to cross this toll booth. The height's too high. We'll just lower it then, I think. What happened to anarchy? I remember a day where I was told that we're going to have some anarchy. And now I can't put this toll booth in the sea. You made a Pootopia. I just facilitated it. Okay, well, maybe the road will be the one going. Do you know what? Actually, I think this game is simulated well enough that if I stick a toll booth road somewhere that no one goes, then I quite literally will receive no benefit from that. I don't know where to put it. If I was to buy that extra tract of land, which I'm not going to, but I am interested in it. Look, I could fully expand. There could be a pole. What's it called? Toll. A toll road going to this other island, or at least this. Oh, it is an island. Hello, Summer. How are you? Everywhere's getting abandoned. I've been challenged to cut the city off from the rest of the world for a full year. So far it is causing all industry to become abandoned. Oh, we need more residential areas. I don't really want to, though? Is it ANCAP? What's ANCAP about this? Everyone gets to live however they want. Not seen this problem before. A dead person is waiting for transport. Oh, people are dying, yeah. Yeah. I think actually we've got a graveyard. Yeah, cemetery. Probably going to put it by Camp Box Memorial Retail Park. Or maybe just a dirt road off of it. Little dirt road coming off. Just a little dirt road. Just a little dirt road coming off. What is this? This is a paved concrete quay. And can I zone things next to a quay? No. No. How do I make a canal then? I want this maybe next to a canal. Shallow canal. Yeah, here we go. First canal. Canal's huge. This is very big. Medium canal. Flood wall. Quay. Oh, that's a quay. This is a quay. Okay. There are no tolls. Red. Red, listen, there are no tolls. It's an invalid shape. What? Because I'm building it on top of another quay? What happened to anarchy? I can't even get rid of it. I can't get rid of anything. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Let me bulldoze. Something's wrong. Keep trying to. Trying to do something bad and not doing it is not a sin. Doing something wrong is bad. Trying and failing to do something wrong is just testing. Just testing the waters. Increased toll. There is no toll. But yeah, I suppose we'll be increasing it from 0. What was I trying to do? A canal. I want a canal. What else have I got? A Dutch canal. That's what I want. I want a big Dutch canal. Maybe a moat. Over here. Yeah, we'll just do a big round canal. That's not round. I control Z. Can I fill it in? Oh, why round? I can't seem to get rid of things. I can't seem to click on something and be like, I don't want that anymore. This canal will not be a method of getting out of the city. Oh, does the canal need to connect to like other water in order to be a coherent idea? That could be fun. Where should it come in then? It could come in over here. Look at that. Let's do some wibbly wobbly. What is this? Upgrade tool. Yeah, what could I upgrade that to? Just a much bigger canal. I want to get rid of it. I don't want this. Why can't I get rid of anything? What is wrong with the bulldoze? Yeah, I don't... This is like a death trap for children. I would quite like to... Oh, bus only. Oh, bus line. Oh, metro, train, ship, and aeroplane. Okay, sick. Okay, this is sick. I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, what do we got here? Brick quay. Yeah, gorgeous. Simply gorgeous. Shallow canals accept only a small amount of water. They can also... Just put question marks on the end of your questions. It can also be used to regulate water flow into deeper canals. Oh no, this is complicated. I don't think I want canals right now. I'm scared. I'm having trouble with very simple things. Okay, so what's our problem? There's crime everywhere. How do I solve this? We haven't built a cemetery for all the corpses. Okay, let's sort that. Do you know what? Let's not silly buggers ourselves. Let's just connect that up like that. Bam, and we'll just stick a very polite little cemetery on the end. And cemeteries are kind of healthcare, yeah. And I'll stick it right next to Paddy's house, I think. That sounds good. I don't know why I can't bulldoze anything. I think it's some kind of... Is that the... Oh. This is the Paddy shack. Okay, good. What can I build on Paddy's house? No, I want I want it to be next to Paddy's house and by the bouncy castle spot. That's what I want. I'm also going to give Paddy a lot of bins or something. What do we want to build on Paddy's house? Wow, you can build all of these cliffs. Keep in mind the bulldoze function isn't working, so if it looks bad, we're stuck. Yeah, what do you think the causes of crime are? And then I'll stop that happening.
Concerned citizen tipped £10. Please unsewage the water.
Yeah, no problem. Off. Done. We'll keep it, but it's off. Ah, bulldoze gets stuck. So escape should get rid of everything else. No, I think it's mods. Toggle underground bulldozing. Oh, I had toggled underground bulldozing. So it was trying to bulldoze things underground. Okay, great. I'm going to get rid of that weird... you know, a child will fall in that. The cautionary tale of Harry's drinking sewage. Oh, I didn't save. The cautionary tale of the HH sewage chugging pipe. Can we watch someone walk around it? Yeah. Should we see how the Olympic Village... Do you know what? Let's wait until we see a car entering the Olympic Village. Although a lot of people walk everywhere here because there's nothing really far away enough to warrant getting in the car. Traffic has really diminished. Used to be cars everywhere, but of course no one can go on the motorway. Okay, I want to see someone enter on car. I just want to see what it's like to navigate it. Someone must.
Harry Hardy tipped £5. Please reshit in the water supply post haste.
Yeah, sure. Sure, quite an easy one to comply with. The Harry Hardy shit sluice. Happy to comply. Got no horse in this race, I'm not drinking it. I'm just the mayor. Please turn right. Please turn right. Yes, okay, so.
The winner is this.
Okay, so this is what it is like to drive around the Olympic Village. Okay, so we're just coming up here to the first interchange. Quite a big raised curb. I think Green Cross code is we just go straight through it. Yep, just go straight through this second interchange. Where are we going? Yeah, just cross this curb, go right. Yeah, that's actually fairly straightforward. We can just carry on. Round the roundabout. Yep. Round the roundabout. Round the roundabout. Oh, and then we live here. Oh, it's no fun. Okay, I'll find someone else. Someone who's got something more complicated to do. Dog. Engels. Is that the only 2 animals we can have? Oh no, of course we've discovered we can now spawn all manner of animals. Does it pick up speed as you go around? Oh, whoa, whoa! Did you see? Did you see that when the ambulance turned, it just went onto its 2 side wheels like it was going to capsize? There's a lot of crime at the carousel. I just want to see it on car. I think it's so disorientating dealing with the raised curbs that get in the way. But of course there's no... Oh, yeah, here we go. This station wagon, Mary Hardy station wagon, is coming through to the Olympic Village. Where are you going to head? No one ever really... Hopefully we'll find someone who lives really deep into it. Okay, here we are. Oh, there's the... Oh, yep, lots of mechanics. I see another mechanic heading up, walking through that tree. Yes, very nice. Okay, here we go. Yes, of course. Yes, the perfectly navigable Olympic Village. Very nice. Yep, a little bit of tree anarchy here. Nothing wrong with that. Perfectly placed lamppost. Even the pedestrian pathfinding's having trouble. Yep, perfect. And there we are. Okay, our income is really taking a downturn. We've only done 2 months of our allocated hermit year. Morltropolis, the hermit state. Cemetery needed. I thought I built one. Yeah, there's only 1 out of 10 hearses in use. Okay, we'll build another cemetery. Probably should build one in Smell. I feel like that's where the demand is going to be highest. Maybe we'll build one that maybe you'll come past one just on the way in. So I can build a little bit of extra road without actually connecting the city up. Like I'll just do it just short of connecting the city up and use that as a place to build a cemetery. Cemetery with a big pylon in it. And then I can connect the city up to itself a little bit better. But I'm not connecting it to the outside world, just to be crystal clear. Just shoring up the internal connections. Okay, we need another residential area. And to ensure that you did not feel provoked, Harry, through every step of the way, I made very clear what I was doing, hopefully keeping the rage at bay. As you can see, close is not the same as touching, and we are still Morltropolis, the hermit state. Do not mistake my intention. I thought it would be funny that as people come in, the first thing they see is dead. Bus route around the Olympic rings, please. We're very happy to oblige, if, possibly only if, I can afford to build a bus depot. Tell you what, this is abandoned, the box factory, so we could possibly route a road through here. Yeah, big old road through here. Bam. Route it over to here. And then we could build a bus depot for this. Now that's thinking, wow, it's expensive. I presume I need a bus depot in order to pull in road with bus lanes. almost certainly can't afford anything like that right now. I will zone it as residential for now, and then when I've got the money, I'll just bulldoze. I'll just build the bus depot on someone's house, essentially. Okay, we need money. Oh, maybe I'll do policies. Maybe all these policies will get me some money. Energy conservation. No, that costs money. Smoke detector. Nope. Tired of watching your step. You could ban pets. Increases the police budget? I don't think so. Slightly increased tax income, moderately increased tourism, slightly reduced crime rate. Okay, this could be very good for us. We could become Morltropolis. Can someone please run a short poll on Morltropolis, yes or no? I don't think it can increase our police budget because we literally have no police. It will reduce crime and it will bring up taxable income. And we are currently losing money just by doing nothing. Does that need a poll? I think so. It's a matter of law and policy, and I don't feel that Morltropolis is a dictatorship.
Poll open.
Please just put a question mark. I need to do it. Maybe I could program it so it adds a question mark if there isn't one. It's okay. It's me blaming the players for my own design, which is very tempting to do. Shields my ego. Has anyone here ever ridden the 52 in Sheffield? This might flush out Streebling or Mono if they're in. How come your income is tanking? I don't know. I wonder if there's some sort of money view. Money view. Land value. Oh no, I don't want that. I want something to explain my income to me, like they do in. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's my economy.
Poll closed.
Oh, I could start taxing things. Okay, Morltropolis is yes. Never in the 52. 52's got a lot of good hills in it. I could smack up taxes. Let me know, take a poll on whether I should smack up taxes. Ooh, I could also get money from the buses. I think I need to smack up taxes, to be honest, because I'm hemorrhaging. I'm leaking euros.
Poll open.
Oh yeah, of course. I think the main reason I'm losing money is because we're a hermit state. It's why they, just look at North Korea. It's not flush. But they do have those wonderful morning alarms. Child Health Centre increases the birth rate and provides a health bonus for children teenagers in its radius. I don't doubt that. But it's not a bus, is it? That'll be my biggest issue with that. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a demilitarized zone over here. One little embassy in between the two roads. Houses in use? None. I bet I can find a corpse in no time. Yeah, there's a corpse right there. What are you doing at the cemetery? Sleeping? At night? Oh. Oh, is what? Smack up taxes good? Because I gotta. I don't wanna. I'm gonna smack him up to 15, and if that's too... No, that's probably too much of a hike. Do 12. We'll do 12 across the board. Could I lower my budget? Oh yeah, I could lower my police budget to nothing. There we go. We'll save a lot of money on that. We've just defunded the police. Anything else I want to... No, we've defunded the police. That's got to do something. Yeah, we've made a lot of money off of that. Oh, compliment inbound. You really always do your best, and that's what matters. That feels quite backhanded, I have to say. That feels pretty backhanded to me. Wonderful morning alarms. I don't know if I can implement them, unless you are just feeding back on North Korea's alarms. Have you heard them? They sing a song about how good the leader is. Shocking, yeah, great.
The winner is this.
Now, I think if I've got no police stations, lowering the police budget to nothing is going to be nothing short of just a source of income, right? I'm a special little guy. I think I am actually a special little guy.
Poll open.
I think I am actually. That rings true. One thing I'm noticing is that there's like... I'm going to defer to Buzz Jonesy's opinion on this, but obviously this is a waste, right? This tract of uncolourful land here, it isn't zoned, so it can't really be built on. So that's like a mistake. Poll, being on the 5 to Sheffield first question mark. This is how the question mark functions. It's... Hang on, who did this? Oracle. Ah, I see the problem. It's because the things it looks for are cardinal numbers between 1 and 4 and a question mark. So it spotted the 2 and just thought, well, that'll be the beginning of an option, and so it formatted it like 1. That hasn't come up before, but it is an obvious drawback of how I've done it. Ooh. Yeah, I wouldn't mind plopping. I tell you what, why don't I just move things now? Why don't I just move things now? Barlow, I hope you've had a nice life here, but you don't live here anymore, Barlow. You live here now, Barlow. Barlow, you live here. Barlow. Oh no. I think I killed Barlow. I just killed Barlow. Barlow couldn't survive here. Barlow's dead. And it's left this kind of green line here. I'm F's in the chat for Barlow.
Winner is this.
Yeah, great. Congratulations, Killian, you're option 1. What are these hearse drivers doing? They need to pull their finger out. Please just deposit the corpses.
Poll open.
Why have I made this cadaver repository when actually it's just a nice park? Is anyone going to visit? Audrey Green, what are you doing? You're grumpy. What's wrong with you? Been on the 52 Sheffield question bus, Mark. This is the same poll. Hello Raiders. Hello Ale1. Welcome everyone. Get comfortable. Get relaxed. What were you up to, Ale? And of course, a shout out to our friend Ale1. How are you all? What were you up to? Did you have a nice time? And what did you particularly enjoy about the nice time you just had? City Skyline is not normally first person. I am installing a lot of mods and breaking the game. How are you finding Sonic Frontiers? I've decided not to go near it because I think I would get bothered. The framing device for this stream is that we're trying to create a utopia However, we are overrun with corpses. Crime is a massive problem. We have made the Olympic Village by overlaying 5 roundabouts to create the Olympic logo, which has made an unnavigable traffic system. We have made an underwater quay which leads to this district retail park, which is absolutely collapsing. Harry has voted for us to poison our water supply with human excrement, so we're all poisoned. And Harry has also donated for the city to be cut off for the outside world for 1 calendar year. We are 4 months into that calendar year and we are hemorrhaging money, and I cannot afford to set up basic healthcare, so it's not going well. And rather than dealing with it, I'm just going into first person mode and just seeing how people are enjoying their life. Tell you what else we can do. Should we bring Karl Marx in? You think it would be fun if Karl Marx is like a stream companion? Like here. Do you think that would be nice?
Vomit noises tipped £5. Excrement out of the water supply again, please.
Sure, happy to comply. Happy to help. Okay. There's been quite a profitable disagreement about whether or not we should poison the citizens. Of all the things I'm happy to implement, this might be the least effort for Harry Hardy Memorial Shit Sluice. Yes, Ale, if you are still around and would find this amusing, I find it very funny to watch a car try to navigate the Olympic Village of concentric roundabouts. Oh, okay, let's go to this sports car. If a pedestrian or a vehicle turns off into a building, you are summarily ejected from first person mode. Okay, here we go. So firstly we're coming up to the first junction where the raised curb of another road just juts into this one, but the Pathfinder does not really take that into account. Then we go right, here we are on the first roundabout. Pretty standard roundabout so far, but then we start ending up into more of the concentric circles. We also have tree anarchy on, so trees actually can be anywhere. Here we are at the Olympic roundabout carousel. I don't know why this is, but our city is overrun with women with yellow toolboxes. I don't know if for some reason we've ended up specialising in a certain kind of mechanicsness. And literally I'm not sure if we've even seen a single male mechanic. We are now in... what's this district called? This is like our gentrified mountainside area. I say gentrified. It has a couple of... There is a coffin, so our hearse people are doing something.
Please reroute the trajectory of the shit sluice so it is facing inland and then turn on the reshittening mechanisms.
I will see if that's possible. I think I've turned on enough game-breaking things that it might be. For now, I do want to celebrate that the dead bodies are being collected from the pop soda shop. Okay. Okay, so we are going to try and turn the sewerage sluice. We are going to try and pick it up and move it away from the water and then just turn it on. Please make the child murder hole an official help for Poppy Heroes Princess Diary Memorial Park. what thing are you describing as the child murder hole? Was it the canal I built by the gigantic treehouse? Was it the big crater hole in the ground? Or is it the landfill that the elementary school children work at? Follow terrain, toggle snapping, marquee selection, alt duplicate, bulldoze or toolbox. Yes, rotate randomly. Yes, please. That's what I want. Yes, yes, please. Okay, where do you want it to be, Harry? It could be on... I don't want it to be on anyone's named thing, because that would feel like it's a slight against an individual. So for that reason, Will McKay's park is out of bounds. Birds Memorial Zen Gardens are out of bounds. Do you think it should just go on to the cemetery? I think there's the cemetery. There's also Paddy McGuinness's house. Yeah, Paddy's house makes sense. Okay, you'd rather the cemetery than Paddy's house? Or the hospital? I don't want to put it in the hospital because we've had enough healthcare problems. I'm willing to route the sewerage onto Paddy's house. Yeah, Paddy's house, okay. Oh no. I think by temporarily leaving it here... Has Paddy moved? I think Paddy's house has been destroyed. I think something about what I'm doing is destroying things. Let's put it on the cemetery and then work out what happened to Paddy's house later. Okay, this is working and this is now on again. The Harry Hardy, I will rehouse Time Palace. Ordinarily, the listing of things should ensure that they don't randomly go. But I think when I'm moving stuff over it, it's not like hovering like, oh, do you want to put it here? It's actually there, so the game gets very confused, I think. The Harry Hardy corpse shit drenching funnel. But I will... I think we can reinstate a Paddy Villa. Like this could be a Paddy Villa, perhaps. Maybe not. It's just rotating it seems a bit fiddly, and it should be bigger. Oh, and the zoning went. So if we just do the zoning again, another big house should come in, and we should be able to reinstate similar houses here, I think. We'll see. Essentially, we'll see. I'm going to put a little shop. I think a little shop should go next to the shit cemetery. I really don't know if the game will... I think it won't operate because there isn't water. But we'll see. Oh, it is operating. There's actually a grave. There's actually a grave there. Yeah, the game is confused, and it has allowed us to spill raw sewage onto the cemetery and onto a specific grave. I would love to know who's buried there. This is vile. This is truly bad. I will just call this the Margaret Thatcher Memorial Graveyard. Oh no, Margaret Thatcher's Burial Tomb. There we go. Can we put anything in the sewage? Dominic, what, you want to contaminate it? What, meat? You want to put burgers in it, do you? It's already pretty bad. Yeah, new scandal as it was discovered the sewage of Morltropolis was contaminated with horse meat. Oh, bloody hell, I never knew it was horse meat in our sewage. Put me off the whole thing. Oh, IKEA's here. IKEA's just dropping some stuff up at Yakisoba. I'm glad the IKEA mod worked. I do not know. I was surprised enough that we could get it to operate dropping shit onto a cemetery. I don't think we could contaminate the sewage. Who knows, maybe. Well, I would be interested in seeing what would happen if you poured it into a canal. Here we go. Paddy Shack is back. And so is Time Palace. And these are historical buildings. And now they should stay as long as I don't place a bit of sewerage infrastructure directly on top of them. Harry, what a charmer. Of course, bus depot. Oh, well, sorry I sat on that for so long. We had a real cash flow problem, but now the bus depot is inbound. And I think the last thing I'll try and do is fulfill Josie's. Please make the child murder hole an official help for Poppy's Heroes Princess Di Memorial Park. Oh yes, Oracle, can you please clarify what the child murder hole refers to? Sadly, the city we've made has too many candidates for that description. And Buzz Josie has requested bus route around the Olympic rings. Yes, okay, let's learn how to make a bus route. The one there on screen. This. You think a child couldn't survive this? I would love... Oh, I'm... Time Palace. At some point I'd like to do stakeouts and find who lives there and rename them. Paddy McGuinness and King of Time. But for now, I want to learn how to do a bus route. So you want there to be a Princess Diana Memorial Park right next to this hole. While I let money build up for that, because we are skint, I'm going to learn how bus routes work. So, lines overview. Maybe it's not done there. Maybe you do it in here. No. No. I will learn, though. I will learn lines. Is Killian's Hovel still accent? What I'm hoping is I have all the relevant stuff. Things have disappeared, but for, like, reasons I'm beginning to understand. But, I always get a bit turned around here, just trying to find the road combo. Killian's Hovel, the Nevo site, Flatbox Man, Josie R's hard-boiled egg prison, and Dom Cummings' vinegar factory. And if we ever see someone coming out of these, I'd like to do a stakeout and name the residents. It just requires more patience than I have. And you have to see them come out because you don't know if they're going in until the moment they go in. Well, not them. Also, it's night. Okay, how do I make a bus route? Going to be one of these buttons, I think. One of the buttons in the game. In the bus button at the bottom, you had it before. It looks like a bus shelter. Ah, bus line. Place bus stops to create a line. Bus stops need to form a circular line. Buses are automatically set up from the bus depot. Great. Oh, great. Okay. Bam. Oh, it's not easy to make this work. Okay. Oh, and that's a one-way street, is that? Okay. Well, okay. Oh, God. Yes, I see. It's doing its best to understand this thing. What if we did this? And then... Okay, back one. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this way. I want it to cover, like, all of it as best we can. Then this way, and then we're going to go back around to over here. And I get to reconnect the city. Brilliant. Okay, that's a stop. This is a stop. This is a stop. This is a stop.
Timer complete.
This is a stop, and then bam, complete the line. Look at that, and now everyone's very happy.
Paul open.
We're going to reconnect the city back in. I probably can't even afford a road. We'll do our best. Bam. Bam. Not enough money. I can't afford it, but I will. I will shortly. Okay, buses in use. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, here we go. This is the new route. Okay, here we go. The Olympic Village in all its glory. It's like a little overlapping shanty town. It's gorgeous. Oh! Somehow there's a fire hydrant in the middle of the two lanes. Yes, very disorientating. I do love the carousel. That's like the one landmark to tell where you are here.
The winner is
I love the lack of uniformity in the houses. Just driving a rush? No, this is just standard. This is just the night bus. Did we just go past the bus station? No, we can't have done. No, I think the curbs have a disregard for traffic. Oh, we're at the street, the tree street, the other landmark. Bus stop, yeah, no one wants to get on. I mean, it is 3 in the morning or so. Now, it's only been 2 streams, but I think Morltropolis has come along leaps and bounds. And I cannot wait to see what the future has in store. We have the Olympic Village, we have Catbox Man Retail Park, which is full of failing businesses because you have to go underwater to get there. We of course have dedicated the new sewerage sluice onto Margaret Thatcher's grave. We haven't even seen Karl Marx the dog yet. I don't even know where they are. I hope they still live here. Dutch Sheffield. Have we done a full loop? We must have done. We must have done a full loop. Oh look, it's just buses. The Olympic Village is just buses going round and round. Ideal,
Dr. Clem.
absolutely perfect.
It's got that
Phenomenal,
taste that you
flawless,
just won't
and
forget.
nice. Great, perfect. What a tremendous addition the buses were. Okay, I think I have the money to put this back together. And now I need to build the smallest, shittest park I can on the end of this empty little expanse. To remember the People's Princess. How did Oracle describe it? Memorial Park. So it's just a little park. A small playground or a small park. Yeah, small park. That's literally all I can afford. There we go. And it's right on the end of a building that hasn't... The road hasn't been zoned, so no one can build anything else here. Princess Diana. Did you say memorial or remorial? Memorial. What's a memorial? Hello, Usam Manson. Thank you very much for coming and saying hi, but you've just caught me at the very end here. This hour, we've just hit the end of the 2 hours. Thank you for joining. You can call you Usman. You can call me Sean. Hello and good evening, but also good night, because this is the end of my allocated stream time. But in 1 week minus 2 hours time, we will be doing this again. We are making a collaborative City Skylines area. It is unfortunately riddled with crime and death, but we do have some very nice features. I don't know if you're a fan of the People's Princess, Lady Diana, but we now have memorialised her. We have managed to get a sewer line running directly into a cemetery. Could be a first. And we have made a little retail park that you can only access by going underwater. Not enough goods to sell, yes, probably because there's no trade into the city. Morn is silent. I'll solve that for next time. I'll consider me informed, but I will solve it next time. Oh, these roads haven't actually registered as connected because of the sheer anarchy available. What about now? Oh no. Oh no. What is that? What is that? That is worse than the Olympic Village. Yes, Egg has been slightly modified, as you can see. I mean, I'd come here just to see that junction.
Egg.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Egg. I've been intending to do a stream to fix that. I want to submit the randomizer to the Sammy Board Challenge competition, but I have to fix that 0 thing first, because they want to see the code. If they consider it, they want to see the code, and obviously there's clearly a bug in there. Yes, there will be a lot of ambulances because everyone's dead. I also don't know why that's not connecting, but do you know what? It can all wait 2 weeks. Thank you. I must have nudged it when I set up Lady Cam. Thank you, as ever, for your company, your suggestions, and your creativity. As we have launched a humble little village into a sprawling utopia ready for the future of Wednesdays. And thank you very much, Al, for popping in and for the raid. I will be raiding on myself. If you are a newcomer, a lurker, or even a potential friend, feel free to pop onto our Discord and say hello. And after you've said hello, you can say whatever you like within rules, guidelines, and general social norms. I'm going to be slowly heading to bed, so let's see who I can raid onto myself. I picked up some games in the Steam Autumn Sale, and I'm going to justify it by maybe starting to play some of them on stream at some point. And I might try and find a Sunday morning slot to clear some looming backlog. Yeah, we'll raid on Tamari line.
Friends, come quick. The horse has arrived.
Looks like the horse is here.
Oh, the
See you
horse is
everyone.
here.
From me and the horse.
And
Good
now
night.
it's time for the
And be well.
Hello, son, it's me, the horse.